Uber and you see this man run for your life.
Immediately I entered this man's car, there was something hanging in front of his mirror. It looked so fetish and...
But this same man picked me up, May 3rd, and he did the same thing.
Olo chef boat, chef Uber, chef in drive.
I'm getting scared because like, oh my God, what if he's the one? You guys, please be careful.
This is the man who goes around in boats, in drive and Uber, allegedly robbing women of their belongings, raping ladies in his ride, and pretending to offer safe transport while carrying knives, scissors, guns, and other weapons in his car.
This guy has pepper spray, he has gun, he has sharp weapons, whatever.
For months, young women have cried out, sharing stories of their painful encounters with this predator. They talk about how he allegedly threatens them, hurts them, and strips them not just of their possessions, but of their dignity.
And you're telling me I'm not with your phone. He's like, you want me to kill you here? Immediately he now brought out the knife. He was not holding the knife. He said he's going to stab me to death. Started diverting to another route. That do I have condom inside my bag? Look at what he was asking me. I said I don't have condom inside my bag. He now searched my bag. That he's going to send my body in parts. That he already has people that will buy my body.
Despite these cries and warnings, he is still on the road. He is still picking up unsuspecting women and still moving through Uber, Bolt, and InDrive like a hunter waiting for his next victim. And the most heartbreaking question remains: why is a man like this still allowed to drive? Why has no company taken firm action to protect the very people they promise safety to?
Uber are still allowing this man to drive after he has victimized a lot of girls. Every day they're going to complain about our riders. Every day.
So why would Uber and Bolt and InDrive allow a known criminal walk with them?
Will you be employing a highway robber to be on the highway picking people?
Every day that passes without justice is another day of risk for countless women. What use is technology if it cannot protect the vulnerable? What good is business when it ignores the cries of the broken? To the companies, the question is simple. How many more women must be hurt before you act? How many more tears must fall before you listen?
Please, Nigerian police, come to our help.
Like the government should look into it. Police, they should look into it. And even close to like 8 or more were saying, oh, I've been inside this man car before. Oh, I'm a victim. Oh, I almost got kidnapped. What?
The worst part of this issue is that it has been reported to the police, but police did nothing about it.
To every reader, this is not just a story. This is a call to wake up, a call to demand safety, a call to make sure that no man, no matter how cunning, is allowed to use the will as a weapon against women again. Because as long as this man is allowed to drive, every woman on the road is in danger.
The government is not doing anything. Somebody should do something about this guy.
Every single day, Lagos generates over 13,000 metric tons of solid waste, more than many African countries produce in a week. But less than half of this waste is properly collected or disposed, while the rest piles up in streets, markets, and growing dump sites across the city, turning communities into ticking time bombs. From Ojota to Agege, Ayobo to Iyanoba, and across Lagos, waste is piling up faster than it can be managed, threatening both the health of residents and the environment.
Very hard, like just to struggle for myself and for my kids too. So that life in this place is just for you to look for somewhere to just hide your head, just put your head.
And they face a lot of challenges here in this place because like what I'm saying here, the place they live, kind of work they do, where they cook and what they eat every day, it's going to affect them because many of them are here just for them to survive.
There is just one of two things that is come up, is that they will have to sell something before they will see money here to eat. Either they sell plastic or a rubber or keg or nylon, so they'll need to sell it. They'll work hard to get the money here. But in this place, you see a lot of people, they are living here. It's not like they don't have the money to rent house, but the money is too hard for them to see. Even though if they see the money, they will have to buy something. If rain fall, you will see a lot of water before you are coming into this place.
But beyond residents, thousands of people depend on these dump sites for survival, selling foods and scavenging recyclables in risky and unhealthy conditions just to make a living. The question remains, how is the government tackling this challenge, and what is the plan for communities like Ojota, where the health of thousands is at stake?
We have monitoring and compliance officers who go around to enforce environmental laws. So since last year, we've arrested and prosecuted close to 200 offenders for littering, for dumping bulk waste. And we've also sealed a lot of facilities, commercial facilities that have not been obeying the environmental laws. We need to reduce the amount of waste we're generating. We need to reuse as much of that waste as possible, and also to recycle as much as possible. And that's the gospel we've been taking throughout the state. We're currently running a 2-bin system in Lagos. We have 2 bins, a green bin for general waste and a blue bin for mixed recyclables. And we have 80,000 of those, which we're selling through our websites. The 2 legacy dump sites at Olushosun and Solus 3 in Igodo. Each dump site will be replaced by a transfer loading station. From these transfer loading stations, we'll transport waste to new material recovery facilities, one in Ikorodu and one in Badagry. And those 2 sites collectively will process about 4,000 tons of waste out of the 13,000 we generate daily.
With this sensitization, we hope that the market women actually comply with the rules of the Thursday sanitation. That's number 1, which is very essential. Number 2 is to keep their goods and the things they sell in the proper places they are meant to keep them. Trade in the proper places they are meant to trade. Don't trade on the walkway. Abide by the rules. Leave the amount of meters that's left to be on the road for cars and vehicles to, to move around. And not only that alone, it's also essential for our market women as well. Once they are done with the day's trade, they should clean and sweep, the place that they've carried out their trade, their stores and their shops, put it in a proper, nice waste bin, tie it up, and take it to where the lawnmower operatives are meant to carry out, their duties, and make sure the disposal is as neat and as clean as possible. Because that's where we buy our food, that's where we buy a lot of things to take to our houses. And if it's not properly kept and the hygiene is not well done, we run dangers and, risk of having food disease and, disease outbreak.
While government agencies continue to emphasize citizen responsibilities, residents insist that stronger intervention and real actions are urgently needed to prevent further environmental and health crises.
In addition, we have waste-to-energy projects planned for our Ekpe dump site, which has been closed. That's by the free trade zone. There's going to be a waste-to-energy plant there to be constructed by Harvest Waste, a Dutch company. And that waste-to-energy plant will take in about 2,500 tons of waste daily to generate 60 to 80 megawatts of electricity to power the future of Lagos. Loma has a partnership with Lamata to build a biogas plant that will take in organic waste, both solid and liquid organic waste, and generate biomethane to power the mass transit fleet of Lamata and the compactor trucks that we use for collection of waste statewide.
For us as a local government, it's something we've done with our legislative arm within us here at Agege local government, is to make sure that anyone caught disposing waste the wrong way is going to be fined 50,000 naira, and they would also sign an agreement that allows us to know that once they do the same thing again, is either they pay more fine, and also we also hand them over to the necessary authorities to carry out all other regulations on all other enforcement on them. For example, some people actually go to serve jail term, in regards to dropping refuse, illegally. That's one thing. And also environmental sanitation. People that don't sanitize, carry out sanitation in their houses, clean their drainages, will seal up their houses and ensure they pay a fine. After sensitization, which is the month of September, we are also going straight to inner street sweeping. We'll be bringing out our people from the communities who will be appointed as street sweepers, and we'll pay them to make sure our inner streets are clean. We'll be making sure we carry along and then stakeholders around the ones that are nominated by the government to sweep the major highways, across our local governments. Also, we are building an enforcement team, creating an enforcement team to manage people who have decided that they want to drop waste illegally. And not only that, we are also creating a drainage team that will be clearing all drainages across our local governments. We are also empowering and ensuring that we strengthen our own local security operatives to help us ensure that we catch people who are dropping waste illegally.
For now, Lagosians wait and hope that promises of cleaner, safer communities will move beyond talks and become a reality. Imisioluwa Afumisho, African News 24 TV.
In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omiri, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omiri will face the wrath of the goddess herself.
Ẹja tó wà ńbẹ̀ wọn kì í pa ẹgẹt wọn kì í pa ẹrí gbogbo ọ̀pẹ tó wà lókè ńbẹ̀ yẹ wọn kì í da ẹja yẹn ló jẹ́ important jù fún apẹja etí erin kó o ṣe kò ní jiná wọn kì í pa gan kẹ́hìn gbọ́ mi sà wọn kì í pa ẹnìkan dán oníjọ́ kínní àná.
Kówé sùn kan yìí ṣe.
Kówé kò sí nǹkan tó ní ẹja yẹn máa ṣe pé tóun bá mú lọ léwọn á sè é. Ó ṣe ẹja yẹn títí tí ẹja yẹn ò jiná ejò. Ejò wà láwárí. Ọ̀hún tí wọ́n pèsè di lẹ́jọ́ pé ó pẹja ẹni.
Kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń wá gbé lẹ́yìn yẹn?
Ó ṣe ètùtù ni.
Ètùtù rẹ̀ ètùtù ẹni ló ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ yá. Eku bó ti
ṣètùtù rẹ̀ ó wà in life till now.
The Erin Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing.
Òun lè dókítà rẹ̀ agidi. A gbọ́ ọmọ yìí dókítà lọ́gbọ̀n kàí ló bímọ. Òun lọ́ba iṣẹ́. Òun la alágbo ìwòyá wo mọ́. Torí kó bá ti lóyún sínú, ẹbẹ̀ láti ẹ̀gbàgbọ́ títí fún mọ́kà mú ebi.
The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm.
Téèyàn bá gba àbọ̀dè, ojú ẹsẹ̀ yẹn ló máa yẹn máa rí tán á padà.
Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully at the surface.
Àwọn òyìnbó àwọn nǹkan kan ìṣẹ̀ṣe tán máa wá náà wá mú bíi 5 litre táà fi rọ omi táà ṣàdúrà táà ṣe tí à ń gbàdúrà. Níjọ́ kan àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni tó rọ́mọ bí wá sísàlẹ̀ lọ́run àwa gbàdúrà fún wọn ọdún kejì ẹ̀ ọwọ́ agbọ́mọyẹ wá láti ṣàdúrà fún.
For the people of Eringio, Omieri is more than just the water. It is life, healing, and the heartbeat of their faith. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by governments at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken for it before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before they selling 300, now they selling 500 because only don't cost. Down at the selling, before they selling 3,500, now they selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the food. Like you rice or back of rice is 70-something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. But now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not to say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future. The United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable, and food-secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation, and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies, and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry. Every morning, we wake up to breaking news that breaks something inside us. Another girl gone. Another mother wailing. Another life violently erased. What used to be rare is now routine. From city corners to quiet towns, girls are being haunted in a society that's slowly normalizing their disappearance. The world scrolls past their faces on social media, their names trending briefly before vanishing into silence. Streets filled with laughter have become corridors of fears. Girls can't walk home safely anymore. Not because they did anything wrong, but because being female now feels like a crime. Lured with job offers, attacked by lovers, raped by strangers, or sacrificed in bizarre ritual killings. These girls are caught in a vicious circle that keeps spinning because we keep looking away. Take in your Bongmoron's case. Young, brilliant, simply searching for a job, only to meet her death. Adijat, a LASU graduate, was found dead in her boyfriend's apartment. He's now on the run.
Bàbá tó pa ọmọ mi mọ̀ pé bàbá ẹ̀gbọ́n wà pẹ̀lú mi torí mi ò rí bàbá ẹ̀ rí. Mo bá ṣàdúgbò kọ̀ rí yàn kan tó wọ white uncle pẹ̀lú jàlábíà. Ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Ẹni yẹn ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Mo bá pẹ́ bí ṣe ní kí n lọ báyìí. Mo dákú ni wọ́n ṣe gbé mi. Bàbá bọ́ ẹ̀yẹn. Torí pàǹtí ni mo ti padà mọ̀ pé bàbá bọ́ ẹni lọ́wọ́ àwọ̀ òkè yẹn lọ. Ní wọ́n wá ní ọmọ yìí ti kú. Ọmọ yìí ti kú tí máa gbọ́ báyìí. Bí ṣe fẹ́ táwọn family member mi máa fi wá dé nìyẹn. Pàtàn débẹ̀ wọ́n snap gbogbo oògùn tó bá ń bẹ̀ ó ti dà mí síta. Ibi tó ti nà picture wa tó ti ṣá tó ti ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Àwọn míì wà tí a tẹ̀ rí for that day.
Bamshe boarded a BRT bus and never made it home. Her body was discovered days later. Many more stories stay buried, their voices muted by shame and fear. No place is truly safe, even in religious organizations. And while families cry out, society responds with tired clutches. This is more than a security concern. It's a call for education that nurtures values from the foundation. By teaching children early about empathy, respect, boundaries, and the worth of every human life, especially that of a girl child, we lay the foundation for a safer and more compassionate society.
We are in the era of social media. We are in the era of depth of distance, where there is no gap again. Virtually, we are practicing homogeneity, not heterogeneity, because society, the level of exposure of some of these children, some of these words, some of these both sex to media is on the high side. So there are some things that are applicable here, and there are some that are not. But due to their exposure, they don't even know how to curtail, how to control themselves. In fact, they've eroded the culture. What we assume to be moral, they've inculcated, they bought the outside the world way of life, what we call the Western way of life. What about some things we see as a form of respect? They don't see it that way. They do things the way they want to do it, the way what they learn from the media. So it's having a drastic influence. The females are not well respected the way they should. In fact, the world is not helping, because I see it as a systemic even problem, because culture is having influence in it. Economic issue, because the society is not even friendly, and everybody wants to be rich. Some of these girls are used for rituals that they are used by boys or men to make money, and because of the level of also covetousness in the aspect of the girls is also a diminishing return, is what the boys are using as an advantage. So when you look at it holistically, we will see that even the Nigerian constitution allows it, that there should be equality. Is allowed, but practically, is that what we are experiencing? No.
These girls are not random. They were daughters, sisters, students, best friends. Each of them had a light, a voice, a purpose. We cannot keep mourning them like background noise. Every time we ignore this crisis, we write another girl's obituary in advance. Enough of the hashtags, enough of the speeches. It's time for action from everyone. Because until the day a girl can walk freely without fear, none of us are truly safe.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has made 6 bids for Nigeria's presidency, but only made it to the ballot as a presidential candidate on 3 occasions: 2007, 2019, and 2023. His aspiration for the #1 citizen in Nigeria has made him cross from one party to another many times without achieving his dreams. In 1993, Atiku made an unsuccessful bid for the presidency, but placed 3rd behind Chief MKO Abiola and Alhaji Babangana Kinigigbe in the presidential primary election of the Social Democratic Party. In 1998, he was appointed as running mate to the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, and both won the election held in February 1999. Based on his ambition to govern Nigeria, Atiku attempted to vie for the presidency in 2003 after his first step as vice president based on persuasion by some governors and power brokers, but the ambition failed, and he opted for a joint ticket with Obasanjo, and Idua was re-elected. In 2006, Atiku declared his intention to succeed his principal, and the Cold War between them forced him to leave the PDP for the Action Congress, which handed him its presidential tickets. Atiku took part in the general elections and came a distant 3rd in the contest won by the candidate of the PDP, late President Umaru Yar'Adua. Atiku returned to PDP in 2009 and was elected by the Northern Elders Political Leaders Forum, led by a one-time Minister of Finance, Malam Adamu Siroma, as the region's consensus candidate for the 2011 elections. But he was floored at the party's presidential primaries by then acting President Goodluck Jonathan. To realize his presidential dream, Atiku dumped the PDP in 2014 and pitched his tent with the newly formed All Progressive Congress. APC! Change! He threw his hat into the ring for the 2015 elections, but his ambition was truncated as he lost the party's ticket to former head of state, General Muhammadu Buhari, who had the support of party leaders and governors. Atiku resigned from the ruling party APC on November 24, 2017, and returned to PDP. He joined the 2019 presidential race and defeated 11 other aspirants at the party's national convention held in Port Harcourt. He contested the presidential polls and lost to then President Buhari, who was the standard bearer of the APC. The 2019 loss did not deter Atiku in his bid to lead Africa's most populous nation, as he threw his heart into the ring again, immediately after INEC blew the whistle for the 2023 general elections. He contested and defeated his major challenger, the then governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, to emerge as the PDP flag bearer. Again, he lost the 2023 presidential poll to the ruling party, as he polled 6.9 million votes to place second to the APC candidate Asiwaju Bola TINUBU, who had 8.7 million votes. After losing the 2023 elections, Atiku didn't rest on his oars. He had several engagements with eminent politicians, both in the ruling and opposition, to form a coalition to defeat President Tinubu in the next presidential poll. He believes that a formidable coalition is necessary to prevent Nigeria from becoming a de facto one-party system. This conviction made him pitch his stance with other political gladiators to embrace the African Democratic Congress as a viable platform for the 2027 polls. As done in the past, Atiku jumped the ship again by announcing
Hello, good afternoon and compliment of the season. We're excited to have you join us at this hour on Africa News 24 television for news and update of events happening from around the world. I'm Timothy Crown at Aderibigbe. We begin in politics at this hour with the denial by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, over allegations by the governor of your state, MAKINDE, that he promised to hold on the People's Democratic Party for President Bola Tinubu's re-election in the 2027 presidential election. Wike made the denial during a media chat in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, where he described the allegation as a blatant lie and suggested that the Oyo State governor was speaking from frustration and lack of courage to openly declare his own presidential ambition. The former governor expressed frustration with how the Oyo State governor called him, saying he had never called him Wike. In a related development, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and former Governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, are locked in a political dispute over federal relief funds linked to the BODIJA explosion in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Fayose claims the federal government released 50 billion naira to Oyo State, accusing Makinde of hiding the funds from the public. However, the governor's media aide says only 30 billion naira was released, explaining that 4.5 billion went directly to victims, while the rest was used for reconstruction and security. Makinde's camp insists documents cited by Fayose only show a request, not proof of payment, and described the allegations as politically motivated ahead of the 2027 elections. Meanwhile, the APC in Oyo State has demanded a full account of the funds as political tensions continue to rise. Still in politics, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has accused politicians of scheming to access the 600 billion naira left in River State coffers after the lifting of a 6-month emergency rule. Speaking to the River State House of Assembly, Wike claimed that recent high-profile visits to Governor Siminalayi Fubara were motivated by attempts to tap into the funds rather than political goodwill. He describes such politicians as opportunists exploiting public disclosure of the funds to position themselves for personal gain. The 600 billion naira was reportedly left behind by former sole administrator Vice Admiral Ibok Ibas and confirmed by Governor Fubara upon resuming office in September. WIKE called on politicians to respect agreement and warned against exploiting the state resources for personal interests. From politics to security, 3 people have been killed following a clash between security operatives and suspected drug peddlers in Katsina State. The violence broke out in Saboa, Katsina after operatives attempted to arrest a suspected drug dealer. The confrontation escalated, leading to multiple deaths and the burning of an NSCDC outpost and motorcycles. Security agencies say the situation is now under control while investigations are ongoing. And to some labor matters, as the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has warned of a possible nationwide strike over the federal government's failure to implement a memorandum of understanding signed with the union. In a statement issued by its Secretary General, Dr. Shoaibu Ibrahim, NAT said it may resume an indefinite strike if agreed demands are not met, noting that it suspended its last industrial action on November the 29th after the government pledged to act within 4 weeks. The association is urging urgent intervention to avert another shutdown of medical services across the country. Welcome to business. President Bola TINUBU has approved the cancellation of a large portion of debt owed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to the Federation account following a reconciliation exercise about $1.42 billion and 5.57 trillion naira in legacy debt have been wiped off, according to a report presented at the November meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee. The approval covers NNPC's outstanding obligations up to December the 31st, 2024, based on recommendations by a joint reconciliation committee. However, the regulator says fresh debts incurred in 2025 remain and will continue to be monitored for recovery. And the last is yet to be heard about the controversy surrounding the new tax regime expected to take effect from January the 1st, 2026. This is as the minority caucus of the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to suspend the implementation of the new tax reform laws amid allegations that the versions gazetted differ from those passed by the National Assembly. The caucus said the suspension should remain until investigations into the alleged alterations are concluded and clarity is restored. The call followed remarks by the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, who insisted that the January 1, 2026 implementation date for the Tax Act and the Nigerian Tax Administration Act remains sacrosanct, noting that the reforms are aimed at reducing tax burdens for most workers and businesses while promoting economic growth. Controversy erupted after a lawmaker raised concerns over discrepancies between the bills approved by lawmakers and those circulated to the public, prompting the House to set up a committee to investigate. While President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the 4 tax reform bills into law, the minority caucus has called on Nigerians to disregard any tax laws lacking proper certification, stressing its commitment to safeguarding legislative integrity. And on the foreign scene, at least 13 people have been confirmed killed after an interoceanic train carrying about 250 passengers derailed in Mexico's southern state of Oaxaca. The Mexican Navy disclosed that the train came off the tracks near the town of Nizanda with 9 crew members and 241 passengers on board. Officials say 139 people were out of danger, while 98 sustained injuries, including 36 who are receiving medical attention. President Claudia Sheinbaum said 5 of the injured were in critical condition and that senior government officials have been deployed to the scene to coordinate emergency response efforts and support affected families. Meanwhile, Mexico's Attorney General's office has opened an investigation into the cause of the derailment. From Mexico to the United States, where President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky have held talks aimed at easing tensions in Ukraine, describing the discussions as constructive. The meeting focused on security concerns, future military support, and potential pathway for negotiations with Russia. Though no formal agreements were reached, Zelensky stressed that any settlement must protect Ukraine's sovereignty, while Trump emphasized the importance of dialogue and diplomacy. Analysts say the talks offer cautious optimism, but significant political and military hurdles remain. And now to sports. World-renowned boxer Anthony Joshua was involved in a road accident in Makun, Ogun State, along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The incident occurred on the busy highway where the vehicle conveying Joshua reportedly collided with another car under circumstances that are yet to be determined. An eyewitness who participated in the rescue operation says that Joshua sustained minor injuries, while 2 other persons were confirmed dead at the scene. Emergency responders were said to have acted swiftly to evacuate the injured, though the identities of the deceased have not been released. Meanwhile, traffic officials and security operatives have cordoned off the crash site as investigations continue. Officers of the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency TRACE were present at the scene, while fans have taken to social media to express concern and wish the boxer a speedy recovery. And in Morocco, Tunisia coach Sami Trabelsi says his team's show start and lost duels cost them in their 3-2 AFCON 2025 defeat to Nigeria in Fez. Nigeria raised into a 3-0 lead through Victor Osimhen, Wilfred Ndidi, and Ademola Lookman before Tunisia's late fight back with goals from Mantasar Tabi and Ali Abdi proved insufficient. Trabelsi praised his side's late performance, saying they showed they can compete when controlling possession and tempo. Nigeria tops Group C with 6 points and faces Uganda next, while Tunisia must defeat Tanzania to stay in the tournament. Cristiano Ronaldo has restated his ambition to win more trophies and reach the historic milestone of 1,000 career goals. The football legend made the declaration at the 16th Globe Soccer Awards held in Dubai, where he was also named Best Middle East Player. Ronaldo said his passion for the game remains strong, insisting that regardless of where he plays, Europe or the Middle East, his focus is on winning titles and scoring goals. The Al Nassr forward added that if he avoids injuries, he's confident of reaching the 1,000 goal mark. Already one of football's most decorated players, Ronaldo's pursuit of new records shows no sign of slowing down as fans around the world watch closely to see how far he can still go. Now to entertainment. WizKid rounded off a landmark year for Afrobeat with a sold-out high-energy concert. The Future Fest show delivered a thrilling mix of chart-topping hits, powerful stage presence, and strong fan connection. The Grammy-winning star performed songs from his latest album, Mariah, while thrilling the